time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time.
Hey guys, and welcome on into another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down the Saturday slate. I decided to do the show live and just get it up on YouTube. So not going to look at today's slate because it has not obviously happened yet. So we'll go over the Friday and Saturday results on Monday. So it'll be a super long result on Monday to take a look at things. Tim says Sabres for the Cup, and Quick is in goal tomorrow for the Rangers game. Interesting. I did not know that was confirmed. I did not take a look at goalies yet. But we will jump into the show and get into the first game, which is between there we go. Which is between the Nashville Predators and the Edmonton Oilers. You can get Nashville plus 150 to plus 169. Edmonton minus 175 to minus 192. 6.5s right across the board here in the early matchup. Now, people are superstitious and people have different thoughts, and I'm not going to argue with anybody. Saturday early games, usually it's a 1:00 game. For some reason, I cannot win early Saturday games. I don't know what it is. I can't win them. So I am putting that out here as a disclaimer before I give my pick in this game. Looking at this matchup here, Edmonton 9-0-1 in the last 10 meetings. They've absolutely dominated Nashville for quite a few years. 6 of the last 8 meetings have gone over 6.5, and that's where I'm going with this one. Taking the over 6.5. I'm not backing this Edmonton Oilers team at like minus 175. I could not recommend anybody to do that with the way Edmonton is playing right now. But Nashville just doesn't fare well against this Oilers team. So I'm going to go with the over. I think we get goals on both sides. Anybody can score in Edmonton, and the Oilers should be able to get their offense going. They've had a lot of success against the Nashville Predators. CM Ice, Wild gets super lucky tomorrow. Wild minus 1.5. Interesting. We'll definitely get to that game soon. My friend didn't give me the Wild tickets. Sad face. Oh no. That's horrible. What kind of friend is that? Damn. Yeah, exactly. Preds Oilers 1-800. Yeah, this game is. I should have lean written up here, written up there if I can even point. Sorry. I should have a lean written down because I have not actually pulled the trigger on this bet yet, but I'm going to. As Robert says, Oilers goalies are sieves, and really Nashville should be able to get their offense going here, and should be able to get a high-scoring game in the first game of the day. Looking at the second game of the day, which is also an earlier game, which is on at 4 p.m. Eastern, we have the Winnipeg Jets minus 125 to minus 130. Arizona Coyotes plus 105 to plus 116. Home dogs 6.5 when it comes to the total here. Winnipeg 4-4-2 on the year. Arizona 5-4-1. The Coyotes 3-1 at home. The Coyotes have played pretty well at home, and really overall, the first 10 games, 5-4-1 record. I'm pretty sure people in the Yotes organization are happy with that. The team has a winning record here after the first 10 games. Arizona struggled against Winnipeg, though. This Jets team, 6-0. They've won the last 6 meetings against the Coyotes. 6 of the last 7 meetings have gone under 5.5. A lot of the time when these two teams face each other, Winnipeg is dominating the game, but Vejmelka has stood on his head quite a few games against Winnipeg. Of course, hasn't resulted in wins, but it's resulted in very low-scoring games between these two teams. And as much as I love past history stats, I really do, because I really find in the NHL them to be very successful. There are times, and there's a few times on the Saturday slate, that I'm going to go against the past history. And that's here in this game. Arizona Coyotes money line plus 114. This Coyotes team is playing much better hockey than we've seen in a long time. And this Jets team, while they are 2-2-1, I honestly, or sorry, are 4-4-2 on the year, 2-2-1 on the road. The Coyotes have a goalie advantage. Both of the Coyotes goaltenders, Vejmelka and Connor Ingram, both have much better stats than Hellebuck or Logan Brossoit. So the Coyotes have the goaltending advantage. The Coyotes have the offensive advantage, and the Coyotes just have the advantage here, in my opinion. So I like the Coyotes as a home dog to get the job done here in this one. Yeah, I'll have my leans, no bets placed yet. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Pass. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Jets money line. Possibly. They've done really well against the Coyotes. Damn, so far I have 2 passes. Hey, it's okay. Early slate. Kyle Connor, best player on the ice when he's on. Yeah, I can agree with that. This Winnipeg team is just not. I don't know. I just think Arizona is slightly better, and goaltending advantage, home ice advantage. I think the Coyotes break the losing streak against Winnipeg in tomorrow's game. Going to our next game, of course, 15 games on the slate for Saturday, so a huge slate. Boston Bruins heading to Detroit to face the Red Wings. Boston minus 142 to minus 150. Detroit plus 124 to plus 150. Sixes, I do see a 6.5 available as well in this one. Boston 5-3 in the last 8 meetings. No big surprise there. This Red Wings team has been a rebuilder team for a while. And the Bruins 9-0-1 on the season, a perfect 4-0-0 on the road. Both goaltenders for the Bruins have played amazing. When you look at it, though, the Red Wings, James Reimer, he's 2-2 with a 1.52 goals against average, 944 save percentage. So he's matching the Bruins goaltenders when it comes to save percentage, goals against average. Ville Husso, 3.28 with a 900 save percentage. For me here, though, this Bruins team is just steps up above Detroit in pretty much all categories here. Coaching, defense, offense, and goaltending. So give me the Bruins 3-way in regulation on the money line, 3-way regulation money line, plus 105 to win this game in regulation. This Detroit team, while they have improved, they're just not quite at Boston's level yet, in my opinion. LOL Bruins minus 1.5. Oh, so IceX is backing his Bruins team. Okay, because I know last year you were betting against them a lot, and that can't work out well for you. That's for sure. And I gave you shit too last year about that. Why are you fading your Bruins? Because they're just really good. Bruins money line, yeah, minus 142 out of my range. Minus 135 is around my cutoff, so I'll take in regulation for plus money in this game. Moving on along to the 4th game of the day on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Tampa Bay Lightning plus 100 to plus 105. Ottawa Senators minus 118 to minus 125. 6.5 at some spots. There is a 7 at DraftKings. And I expect to see mostly 7s on Saturday. So it's a good thing that I'm doing this video today, 5:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, because I like the over. I'm on the over here between these two teams, and I expect it to get bets to seeing just 7s, I expect, by the time we get to tomorrow. Ottawa has won the last 3 meetings between the teams. The last 5 meetings between the teams have gone over 6.5. 8 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone over 6.5. And of course, a lot of those games had Andrei Vasilevsky in it. And of course, he will still not be in net in tomorrow's game. Jonas Johansson should start here for Tampa Bay. Not sure what would happen with Ottawa. The Senators 4-5 on the year now. They've dropped 4 of their last 5. Tampa Bay's lost back-to-back games. First meeting of the year was a 5-2 Senators win. I won't be surprised if we see somewhat of a similar result here. I'm going to go with the over 6.5. I think we see in goals on both sides in this one. Was I? Really? I don't recall. Whistles innocently. Yeah. Hey, yeah. You were fading your Bruins all the time and losing a lot. Bolts money line. I could see it as a dog here. I could see it. Wranglers cash 1-0. That was tight. Wolf with the shutout, 27 saves. Yeah, I mentioned the Wranglers on the show today. I just didn't want to take them on the puck line because they haven't been winning games by multiple goals, and of course they win 1-0 there. Wolf is a very good goaltender. Calgary does have a very good goaltender for the future. Sends money line. Yeah, I can see it. I don't really know who wins this game, and I don't care. Just give me goals. Hopefully, we get 3-3 at some point, and I'll be happy. Moving on along to the next game. This one's pretty interesting. We have the Montreal Canadiens heading to St. Louis to face the Blues. Montreal minus 102 to plus 104. St. Louis minus 115, pretty much everywhere. 6.5s. There's also 6s available in this game. The St. Louis Blues, of course, play tonight. They have Jordan Binnington starting today. So I'm assuming Joel Hofer will start tomorrow. He's 1-1 with a 3.01 goals against average, 913 save percentage. Of course, the Blues have lost 3 of their last 5. This Montreal team, 5-3-2 on the year. They are 4-1-2 in their last 7. So Montreal has been playing pretty well when you look at it here. The Blues on a back-to-back, and Montreal has had success against this Blues team. 5-1 in the last 6 meetings. 4 of the last 6 meetings have gone over 6.5. So we have seen higher scoring games in the past. I'm not taking a total with the Blues 2 nights in a row, but I will take the Montreal Canadiens as a dog here on the road. This is one of the plays I really like tomorrow. Is this one here between Montreal and St. Louis? I think the wrong team is favored. So give me the Montreal Canadiens as a dog here, even on the road. Isaacs and me seem to disagree a lot, and that's happening here. Blues minus 1.5 with HOF, Hall of Famer. Yeah, no, he's got a long way before he gets to becoming a Hall of Famer, for sure. Moving on along to our next game here. Oops, you obviously know my play here in this one. Buffalo plus 175 to plus 180. Toronto minus 200 to minus 225. 6.5s right across the board. Yes, over 6.5 is my lean in this game. Not an official play yet. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these teams have gone over 6.5. We see very high scoring games when these two teams face each other for the most part. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen obviously starting tonight. So there should be Eric Comrie on the second night of a back-to-back for the Sabres here. The only thing that's keeping me off this over and why it's a lean is Toronto has been playing under lately. And I'm not super excited to take an over with them. 3-2 in their last game, 4-1 before that, 3-2 before that, 4-1, 4-1 the previous 2 games. So their totals aren't going over 6.5. They're going under 5.5. So it scares me to take the over here. That's why it is just a lean in this current moment. Oh my God, peanut brain hurts. LOL. Leafs -1.5. There you go. There you go. Don't want to be disagreeing with Terry much the way the last week has gone. Yeah. Of course, all good things will come to an end eventually, but I'm hoping to keep the winning streak going. I did have 12 or 13 straight winning nights last year. I'm not exactly sure if it was 13. I know I hit 12, but I can't remember if I hit 13 or not. But hoping to get there again and match that. Buffalo money line. I can't bet the Leafs. I feel ya. I feel ya. Quick officially confirmed for New York tomorrow. Interesting. Interesting. He's been really good so far this year for the Kings or for the Rangers. Looking at our next game, Columbus Blue Jackets +120 to +126. Washington Capitals -140 to -145. 6.5s, also sixes available here in this game. In this game, I'll be nice and short. Pass. I have no interest in this game. Washington, are they rebuilders? Are they going to be a bubble team that kind of flirts with the playoff spot? What exactly um, is this Washington Capitals team? Columbus, I've not got them right so far to start the year, really. So these two teams are teams that I'm kind of looking to stay away from. So the fact that they're playing each other makes it nice and easy for me to pass this game. The Sabres might have more depth than the Leafs. Wow. Yeah, the Leafs aren't showing it. That's for sure. Not right now. Draw? Question mark. You could go that way, I guess. I would just pass. Fine. Caps -1.5? Question mark. I just pass. There's a lot better games on the slate today or tomorrow to go over instead. Up next in our next game, we have the Carolina Hurricanes heading to New York to face the Islanders. Carolina -120 to -125. New York Islanders +100 to +119. 5.5s right across the board. We don't see 5.5s too often anymore, especially at all the books. And for me, Carolina struggles against the Rangers, but they don't struggle against the Islanders. So they don't like playing one New York team, but they do like playing this New York team. 7-2 in the last 9 meetings, 17-4 in the last 21. For whatever reason, this Hurricanes team enjoys their trips to New York. We're getting a really nice price with the Canes, -120 to -125. So give me the Hurricanes here to bounce back after their last game. I like the spot for them here in New York against a divisional opponent they've had a lot of success against recently. OMFG Canes -1.5. There you go. Big plus money with that. Canes money line. Yep, Robert, I'm on your Canes. I know you're a Wild and Canes fan. I'm backing your Canes tomorrow. I like this spot for them here against the Islanders in tomorrow's game. Looking at our next one, we have the LA Kings heading to Philadelphia to face the Flyers. LA -170 to -175. Philadelphia +142 to +150. 6.5s right across the board here in this one. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these teams have gone over 6.5. And we've seen recently some games go lower scoring for the Kings. But for me here in this one, I think this is a good spot for the Kings to get back to their scoring ways and get to an over here. Over 6.5, -104. Of course, this Flyers team, second night of a back-to-back. Samuel Erson's playing today, so I'm not sure who would start tomorrow. But I think this is a good spot for the over. I do lean with Kings in regulation. I'm not sure what that price would be. I'm assuming around +100. That could be another good bet as well here in this one. The Kings are hot right now. Hot. Kings minus 1.5. Kings money line. And then Isaac says the juice, yucky. Yeah, Robert, Kings money line, the juice minus 170. Hey, different people like to play different things. It's totally up to you if minus 170 is okay with you. Kings money line would be a good parlay piece at that price. That's something I'd look to parlay with something else. But I think we get goals here. I think we get back to the over Kings team that we've seen previously this year. Going along to the next game, we have the red hot New York Rangers minus 104 to minus 122, heading to Minnesota minus 105 to plus 102. Sixes right across the board here in this game. Of course, the Rangers come into this game 8-2 on the year, 6-1 on the road. They've played really good hockey on the road, really good hockey in general. The Wild 3-5-2 on the season, 2-2-1 at home, and they've not played good hockey pretty much all season. The Wild making changes throughout the lineup and line combinations. Dean Evison, who has been taking the nice coach type of coaching style recently, threw that out the window today. Definitely did a lot of yelling at the players. They had long practices. My gut is telling me this Wild team is going to come to play tomorrow. My gut is telling me that they are going to give it their all. They're going to come to play. The Wild 6-1-3 in the last 10 meetings between the teams. 4 of the last 5 have gone over 6.5. We've seen higher scoring games between these two teams recently. Of course, the Rangers did win both meetings last year. And Jonathan Quick, 2-0-0 with a 0.41 goals against average and a 982 save percentage. So basically, over 2 games, Jonathan Quick has been pretty much perfect. Will the Wild be able to solve him tomorrow? I think so. I think the Wild win this game. I think the Wild, who are playing bad hockey, I think they come in here at home, give a full, complete effort, and they beat the Red Hot Rangers. It's just a lean for me right now. Finding out that Jonathan Quick is starting, which I didn't really expect, kind of makes me not sure how to feel here. Like I said, he's been pretty much perfect so far, but that's going to change eventually. This game here just, and I know I'm a Wild fan, but if you've watched the show recently, I've given them shit. I haven't bet the Wild in a few games, but I feel like with the line changes, of course, Marco Rossi will be centering Boldy and Kaprizov. I will 100% be on Marco Rossi's goal scoring prop tomorrow, which I haven't really been taking too much. But Wendell Fishing on the show here in the chat, he's been cashing on Rossi goal. The fact that Rossi's moving up not only on the top line, but also on the top power play, I have to take Marco Rossi tomorrow in his goal scoring prop. And then I lean with the Wild money line. I think they get the job done here. Wild minus 1.5. And yes, something I didn't mention, the Rangers have injuries now. Fox and Hedel will both not be playing tomorrow. So a center for the Rangers and the Rangers' top defenseman, their power play quarterback. Fox is a huge loss for the Rangers. Jonathan Quick ain't going to save them tomorrow. Wild at home have to win. Wild plus 100. Eck going to get in Jonathan Quick's face. Yeah, and Joel Eriksson Ek finding himself on the third line with Maroon and Foligno. I really like that, though. A lot of people are saying, why are you putting Eck on the third line? Eck can be such a good defensive center. That line of Eck, Foligno, and Maroon is going to be extremely difficult to play against. So the Wild are, I think, doing that to get a shutdown line. So they have a shutdown line. Zuccarello will be with Hartman and Marcus Johansson on the second line, which is kind of, but I got what I've wanted, what I've been begging for. Rossi, Boldy, Kaprizov. Watch out for that line. Kaprizov's starting to heat up. Yes, I really hope so. Boldy, Yes, 2 assists in his first game back. Rossi is money, going to start to make less profit, but it's still worth it. He's been scoring more than not. Yeah, the odds are going to start to go down, but as long as he keeps scoring, there you go. And Isaacs likes Zuccarello anytime goal. Yeah, I will be honest. I did not watch the Wild game, their last game, which is rare. But I did hear that Zuccarello played pretty darn well after the line changes. So that's kind of interesting. I'm walking to work. I don't know how to spell his name. Forever. You missed a and R in there, but hey, I knew who you were talking about, so it's all good, Isaacs. But we will go on to our next game here. Florida Panthers are heading to Chicago to face the Blackhawks. Florida minus 185 to minus 200. Chicago plus 164 to plus 168. 6.5. There is a 6 available as well in this game. Florida 9-3 in the last 12 meetings between the two teams. They've had success against the Blackhawks in recent years, but a lot of teams have had success against the Blackhawks in recent years. Florida coming off a 2-0 shutout win against Detroit. Kicking myself for having that as a lean and not making it an official play between those two teams. Florida 3-0-1 in their last 4 games. The Blackhawks have lost 4 of their last 5 games. Blackhawks 0-2 at home. Give me the Florida Panthers in regulation for minus 125. I'm not going to go with the puck line here, but I will take the Panthers in regulation. I think they get the job done here and continue their winning streak and continue the Blackhawks losing streak. Oh my God. Hawks money line. No, I can never recommend Hawks money line. Not yet. They're quite a few years away. People are starting to realize that it takes more than just Connor Bedard to win games. You're going to need an actual team. Bedard is not going to just instantly come in here and make the Blackhawks a Stanley Cup contender, which a lot of Blackhawks fans thought that was the case. They're obviously coming back down to reality pretty quick here. Tomorrow's games are torture. I actually like the slate a lot more now that I've gone into it than when I looked at it from a glance. I didn't really like it, so I can agree with you there. We've got 4 more games here to talk about, starting with this one, which is the game of the night. Well, one of the games of the night. There's another one coming up here that I think can kind of compete with it as well. But Dallas Stars minus 115 and minus 125. Vancouver Canucks plus 105 to plus 110. 6s right across the board here in this one. And this one, as soon as I saw it on the schedule, I thought, darn. I'm having a lot of fun making money on this Stars team. Game after game, the last few games, this Vancouver Canucks team is hot and not a team I want to bet against. Looking at previous history, Vancouver has won the last 6 meetings between the teams. So even though Vancouver's struggled the last few years, they seem to beat this Stars team for some reason. Just looking at this game, and I don't think Richie's in the chat. No, he's not. But Isaacs knows. He knows, and Richie's going to hate it because I know he doesn't like when the Stars go to overtime, and I don't blame him because it's extremely stressful when your team goes to overtime. But this game just screams draw to me. It screams draw. Both teams are playing really good hockey right now. This game just screams draw. So I had to absolutely take the draw. Plus 340, half a unit play in this one. Yep, you knew it was coming. Isn't Bedard playing in net? Hey, they need somebody to play in net. But I don't know if 5'7" Bedard. I think they say he's 5'9" or whatever, but I don't think he would be the best goaltender. That's for sure. Going to our next game, third final game of the night. Calgary Flames, Seattle Kraken. Calgary plus 105 to plus 112. Seattle Kraken minus 125 to minus 130. 6s right across the board here in this game. And I did it earlier where I went against past history and doing it again here. Um, Calgary 6-1 against Seattle since Seattle entered the league. And as much as I don't really love running to the window to bet minus 130 with the Kraken, excuse me, the way they played this year, this Flames team is a mess. They are absolutely a total mess. And for Flames fans watching, I'm sorry. I don't mean to harp on it show after show. And I know you're probably not feeling too happy with the Flames record right now. 2-7-1 in the year, 1-4-1 on the road. Markstrom 1-6-1 with a 3.03 goals against average, 897 save percentage. Dan Vladar 1-1 with a 4.51 goals against average, 842 save percentage. Doesn't matter who Seattle puts in net, they have a goalie advantage over this Flames team. This Flames team is just, like I said, is just a mess right now. And I have to continue to bet against them, which is what I'm doing here. Give me the Kraken money line minus 125 in this game. Bedard is 5'7" like me. Well, I think I don't know. I think he's 5'9", but I joke that he's 5'7". Excuse me, I need to get that cough. Ew. Yeah, ew. But I don't know. This Flames team is just I have to take the Kraken here in this one, even though they've struggled against the Flames since they've entered the league. But we haven't seen a Flames team like this in a while. They're bad. But speaking about bad teams, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins and the San Jose Sharks. Pittsburgh minus 188 to minus 250. San Jose plus 190 to plus 217. 6.5s right across the board. Now I'm going to take a guess that Nicholas Earl, of course, he's in the chat a lot at Earl Sports Bets. I have a feeling that he's going to be on the Sharks tomorrow because not just because he hates Pittsburgh, but when you look at this game, I cannot give a good reason why Pittsburgh should be minus 250. I get it. It's the Sharks team who could potentially, the way they're heading, they could compete with Washington for the worst record in NHL history, which was 867-4, I believe, in Washington's first season in the league. San Jose is doing their best to compete with that. But this Pittsburgh Penguins team is just not playing well right now. 1-4 in their last game, in their last 5 games, 1-2 on the road. I can't back this Penguins team at this price, but this San Jose Sharks team, give me plus 50,000, and I'm not going to take it because, like I said in previous shows, if I don't think a team is going to win, I'm not betting them. And the Sharks team, they will eventually win a game, but I'm not going to throw darts at a dartboard hoping to hit because that's just not how I do things. So the Sharks stay off team, Pittsburgh stay off team. Let's pass here. Yes, LMFAO. Wow. Speaking of bad teams, Pens and Sharks. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry to any Penguins fans or any Sharks fans that are watching. Um, if there's any Sharks fans that exist, but I know some Penguins fans watch the show. But if there's any such thing as a Sharks fan, I'm sorry. I apologize. You guys have some tough years ahead, but eventually, the Sharks had a long playoff streak where the Sharks were going to the playoffs year after year, making deep playoff runs. They never won the cup, but they had a very good team for a long time, and unfortunately, that's just in the past now, and that's what happens. I've been betting on the Sharks even last night, so go ahead and make fun. I know, hey, they're big plus money, and I get it, IceX, and I get it, but I can't, I can't, I can't put my money on the Sharks, and I can't recommend others who are counting on me to give them winners. I can't possibly ask them to do that. But I said the Stars and the Canucks was the game of the night, but I think a lot of people will say that this is the game of the night. Of course, two games with really good matchups, um, both later in the night. So we've got some good games to finish off the Saturday night. And this is our final game of the slate. Colorado -110 to -120. Vegas -110 to +104. Sixes and 6.5s in this game. Colorado 4-1 in the last 5 meetings. They've had recent success against this Vegas Golden Knights team. The last 6 meetings between these teams have gone under 5.5. For some reason, we see really low scoring games with these two teams. And I'm seeing 6.5 at -110 at some spots. And it's very likely that I'm going to be adding that as an additional play, which I don't have listed here, but I should. You're giving me the Vegas Golden Knights money line at plus money. They're 10-0-1 on the year. Yes, the Colorado Avalanche 7-2. The Avalanche, a very good team. And the Avalanche have had success against Vegas. So this is yet another game where I'm going against past history stats. But I think this Vegas Golden Knights team has a very good chance of winning this game. And you're giving me plus 104 with the reigning champs, who are 9-0-1 in the league, or 9-0-1 on the season. I have to take them here at plus 104. And like I said, I'll most likely be adding the under 6.5 because both of these teams have goaltenders that could keep this game low scoring. So most likely I'll be adding the under 6.5 as well to an already big slate of plays for Saturday. I'm passing on the Pens Sharks completely. I'll be the game of the night to watch for sure. Watch a penguin kill. Yeah, probably not. Or a shark eat up a penguin and get there. Yeah, hey, we'll see. Another draw game, Avs and Vegas Golden Knights. Possibly. That just seems a little bit too easy, I think. But it's very possible. It's very possible. But I'll be taking Vegas and the under as well. That is the Saturday slate. Of course, I didn't really mention player props. There are some props that I've been betting. William Karlsson for Vegas, I'll be on once again. Although with the fact that I do like the under in that game, I'll have to see the price of props. If you want to know my props, leave a comment on this video on the YouTube channel, and I will comment my props tomorrow once they're released. Thank you everyone for watching. Best of luck on the Friday games. Best of luck on the Saturday games. Let's all make some money, and we'll be back on Monday to recap the weekend and go over the Monday slate. Best of luck to everybody. Have a good one.